Morning, church. Hope you're doing well this Monday morning. Coming to you now from my home office, my makeshift home office. I didn't have one before all of this, but we had to put one together. Our entire staff is working remotely from home, just like many of you are. We're staying home, working safe, doing all of the things that we can do to flatten the curve so that we can re-emerge out of this pandemic with a lot of joy as soon as possible. So we're hoping you're doing well. As I've been doing over the last couple of weeks, I want to again encourage you this morning in just a couple of minutes to tend your heart during this time as a way of feeding your faith, which is also a way of starving your fear, anxiety, depressive thoughts during a time when everything is just a little different, if not very different. So if you've got your Bibles, we're going to be in Psalm 23 this morning. Did you see that coming? It's just too good to pass up. So Psalm 23, I'll give you a second to grab it if you don't have it already. You got it? You ready? Psalm 23, this is what it says, a psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. It's easy to see why this is one of the most beloved and well-known, memorized psalms in all of this large book. The beautiful thing about this, you may not know, is that David uses the most intimate term for God thus far in the Psalms, shepherd. It's not king or deliverer or rock or shield or refuge. This is intimate shepherd. A shepherd cares for the sheep, lives with the sheep, protects the sheep, provides for the sheep, even lays down his life for the sheep if need be. A shepherd is much more intimately connected with sheep than any of the other images that David uses thus far. This makes this psalm stand out already. In it, he uses so many beautiful pictures, images, illustrations. I encourage you to read it again on your own slowly, work your way through it. Try to imagine what it would have been like to be a shepherd in the time of David. Now, this is 1000 BC, the time of David. And remember, David was a shepherd. So David the shepherd is writing about God being his shepherd. It's so beautiful. I will never forget one of our recent trips to Israel. Our tour stopped on the side of the road as we were heading up into Jerusalem for the very first time from the Dead Sea and from the Jordan Rift Valley to stop at a place called Wadi Kelt. Wadi Kelt is a beautiful site on the old Jericho road. Now, Jesus told a parable about the Good Samaritan that happened on the Jericho road. It could have been this road. So we're standing on the edge of a mountainside, essentially, that goes down into a deep, dark valley. It's green and it's dark down there. And then the mountainside comes sharply up on the other side. Now I've turned around and I'm teaching our group, and I'm reading Psalm 23, written by David the shepherd, about God the shepherd. And behind me, across the valley on the other mountainside, wouldn't you know it, as if God set it up himself, a modern day shepherd, young kid, probably a teenager. Yes, he had tennis shoes on and a fleece hoodie, but hey, that's what they wear now. And 150 or so sheep, all scattered precariously on this steep mountainside, all staying rather close to him. It was a beautiful illustration. Again, one that none of us will ever forget. But it illustrated for me the care, the presence, the intimacy, the protection, the provision that David the shepherd writes about God the shepherd. So as you sit with God in Psalm 23 and hopefully other Psalms every day, hopefully, you hear his voice and you hear him calling you and you realize that he is your shepherd, your good shepherd. He takes care of you. He protects you. He watches over you. His rod and his staff, they comfort you. These are the implements of a shepherd. And finally, surely goodness and loving kindness will follow you all the days of your life, and you will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This beautiful psalm is worth some meditation. So I hope and pray that it encourages your heart this day, and it spreads to other Psalms and other bits of encouragement tomorrow and the day after, especially in this Passion Week as we head to Good Friday and Resurrection Sunday. I love you, church. I hope you're blessed and encouraged today. See you soon.